and get things moving. Hey, Rena, good to have you here. Hey, Bell's here. Let's check in. All right, here we go. You know the rules. We want to name the famous painting, and we also want to determine the artist. And of course, if any of you know anything else about these famous paintings, that would be great. And I'll give you some clues along the way to help out. First one's kind of easy. This painting is often referred to as the Mona Lisa of the North. The artist was known for his masterful use of light and color in the 17th century Dutch Golden Age. You might know the answer? The subject of the painting wears a blue and yellow turban. The painting features a young woman with a mysterious expression looking over her shoulder. They may know this one. A single prominent piece of jewelry in the painting is a large pearl earring. Now we're giving you a little more time with these because they're a little harder, because they're famous paintings. And there's a little difference tonight. We're not going with the vertical format tonight. So if you're on a phone, you may want to turn that phone sideways to get a little more full picture of the view. And the only other difference is that way this is not in the feed for vertical video, but it is horizontal. And that's mostly because the paintings are a horizontal format tonight. Anyway, this was indeed the girl with a pearl earring. This painting is often called the Mona Lisa of the North. Johannes Vermeer, a master of light and color during the Dutch Golden Age, painted the work. The subject is a young woman with a blue and yellow turban glancing over her shoulder with a mysterious expression. The most striking feature is her large pearl earrings. Moving on to number 2. This fresco is located in the Vatican's Apostolic Palace. Apostolic Palace. Some of you may know this one. It features numerous classical philosophers and scholars engaged in discussion. Some of you probably know this one. The artist was one of 3 great masters of the High Renaissance in Italy. The central figures are 2 of the most famous philosophers from ancient Greece, one pointing upward and the other reaching outward. Might not be able to see that in the robots painting. Plato and Aristotle are the central figures in this grand fresco. Anyway, if you guessed it, great. If you didn't, this is the School of Athens, is the name of the painting. And this is located in the Vatican's Apostolic Palace. This fresco depicts various classical philosophers and scholars in the discussion. Raphael, one of the High Renaissance great masters, created this piece. Central to the fresco are Plato and Aristotle, depicted with iconic gestures symbolizing their philosophies. Yeah, pretty famous. It was famous for having a real strong perspective That was a real key of the Renaissance paintings. It's where they started using perspective in all the paintings. And this was a really good example of that. Yay, if you got it. The School of Athens by Raphael. All right. Let's move on to number 3. I bet you get this one. we had to mix an easy one in for you. This painting is housed in the Louvre Museum in Paris. The artist is known for his contributions to art, science, and engineering during the Renaissance. The subject's enigmatic smile has fascinated viewers for centuries. Surely you know this one. The background features a dreamy, atmospheric landscape. Never knew that. I actually haven't seen this in person. I don't know if any of you have seen who's seen this piece in person out there. Hey, there's the answer. I see the answer on the board. We got the easy one. Have you seen this in person? I never have. It says it has a dreamy, atmospheric landscape in the background. The painting depicts a woman with a gentle smile and folded hands, often considered the most famous portrait in the world. And again, this is in horizontal orientation this whole show tonight. So if you're on your phone, you might want to turn your phone sideways to see it best. If you're not on your phone, then you probably have it in landscape. Anyway, the Mona Lisa, housed in the Louvre Museum in Paris, is Leonardo da Vinci's renowned masterpiece. Known for its subject enigmatic smile, the portrait features a woman with folded hands and set against a dreamy landscape, captivating viewers for centuries. Again, the Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. Cool. I see you have seen this in person. We gave everybody a little more time on these because for the most part they're larger and take a lot more detail. Now this one was pretty easy. Yay, you got this one. All right, let's see if we can get the next one. Here we go with number 4. This mural is located in the convent of Santa Maria dei Grassi. Santa Maria dei Grassi in Milan, Italy. It was created during the Italian Renaissance by a polymath artist. The painting captures a moment from the New Testament. Who remembers this one? One of the greatest paintings in the world. We're looking for both the piece and the artist. The central figure is surrounded by 12 disciples. There we go. We have the answer on the board. Aaron's in the house. The scene depicts Jesus announcing that one of his disciples will betray him. This mural is located in Milan's convent of Santa Maria dei Grassi. Captures a pivotal New Testament moment. Leonardo da Vinci portrays Jesus announcing his betrayal among the 12 disciples. The Renaissance masterpiece is renowned for its composition and emotional depth. And I don't know if the robots really did this one justice. Aaron, if you're on your phone, this video's in horizontal format, so you might want to turn your phone sideways if you're on your phone. If you're not on your phone, then you probably got it in horizontal format anyway. Very good, Aaron. You've got both the painting and the artist. We're taking a little more time with these because they're big paintings and we're letting the robot do its thing. Yay! Okay, we got that one too. Moving on to number 5. This painting is a powerful example of French Romanticism. It'll be a little harder too, I'll tell ya. It portrays the aftermath of a tragic maritime disaster. Can't really tell much from the robot's painting so far. I can't tell much yet. The artist conducted extensive research, including interviews with survivors. Holy smokes! Research on this painting. The painting depicts a desperate group of survivors on a makeshift raft. Wow. You can't tell. The robot's doing a terrible job with this. Can't tell what that is. I can't. It represents the wreck of a French naval frigate, Medusa. So, I think you better go by the clues on this one. This painting is a powerful example of French Romanticism. It portrays the aftermath of a tragic maritime disaster. The artist conducted extensive research, including interviews with the survivors. The painting depicts a desperate group of survivors on a makeshift raft. It represents the wreck of the French naval frigate Medusa. Who knows? A hard one, I guess. There you go. So the title of the piece is The Raft of Medusa. The Raft of Medusa is a poignant French romantic painting depicting the aftermath of a maritime disaster. Théodore, I'm going to have to work on this pronunciation, Géricault. However you say that in French. Géricault. Who interviews the survivors, illustrates the desperate plight of the Medusa survivors on a makeshift raft. Learn something every day on Quick Bite History. Number 6. This painting is housed in the Uffizi Gallery in Florence. Who's been there? Not me. The Uffizi Gallery in Florence. It is a masterpiece of Italian Renaissance art. Hey, Bells, what's going on? Good to see you. The central figure is a mythological goddess emerging from the sea. The goddess stands on a giant shell being blown to shore by the wind gods. Well, how about that? That sounds like a bit of a fantasy. The painting depicts Venus, the Roman goddess of love and beauty, standing on a shell. Who knows the name of the painting? Or the artist? Or the artist. Venus is definitely correct, but that's not the full name of the piece. The full name of the piece is the full name of the piece is The Birth of Venus. The Birth of Venus, an Italian Renaissance masterpiece by Sandro Botticelli, is housed in Florence's Uffizi Gallery. The painting depicts Venus, the Roman goddess of love and beauty, emerging from the sea on a shell, blown ashore by the wind gods. So there you go. The Birth of Venus. Okay, I see Susan had the answer there, but did she have it before I said it? Maybe. There's delay. It's awesome. If you were to Google an article, the 10 most famous paintings in history, you might have an advantage here. All right, moving on. Number 7. This painting is an example of post-impressionist still life. That's a mouthful. The artist is known for his innovative use of perspective and form. Somebody might guess the artist before the name of the piece on this one. Let's see. The composition includes a bottle, a plate of biscuits, and a basket. In case you couldn't tell that yet by the robots. Superior painting. Actually, the style of the robots on this one is pretty cool. I mean, the original painting's obviously very cool, but the robots are doing a good job on this one. The subject matter consists mainly of fruit arranged in an artful manner. It features a basket filled with apples and is one of somebody's most famous works. Who knows who this is, the artist or the name of the piece? Anybody got it? Anybody know? Paul Cézanne's Basket of Apples is a notable post-impressionist still life, known for its innovative perspective. The painting includes a bottle and a plate of biscuits and a basket of apples arranged artfully, showcasing Cézanne's distinct style. Paul Cézanne. Not Monet. Although that was approximately the same era. Monet was maybe even a little bit closer. Around the same time. All right. We'll learn something every day, and let's just admire those robots on this one. They did a nice painting on this one. Something to take. Maybe we could sell the robot Cézanne. It's an idea. We could have it on a t-shirt, maybe. Quick Bite History store with the Paul Cézanne robot painting. All right, number 8. This painting is a powerful political statement against war. How about that? It was created in response to a tragic event during the Spanish Civil War. So there's your big clue. There's your big clue. There's your big clue. The artwork is monochromatic, no kidding, and filled with chaotic imagery. Another big clue. It depicts the bombing of a Basque town. Now, I would have never said that when I look at that painting. Like the robots are crazy on this one. I bet you guys know who this artist is. Who knows? Who can beat their internet connection and get the answer on the board? I think my internet is going pretty fast these days. My problem on Sunday was not internet, incidentally. It was my computer, actually. Anyway, so the painting Guernica by so-and-so is a stark black and white depiction of suffering and destruction. Guernica by Pablo Picasso is a stark monochromatic depiction of war's horrors, created in response to the Spanish Civil War, bombing of a Basque town. This powerful political statement uses chaotic imagery to convey suffering and destruction. I do see the answer there, so I bet you had it about a half hour ago. And I've just seen it now. It's a pretty cool painting. All the ones that were in that same style, that same technique, were pretty cool. Pablo Picasso for sure. In fact, I've got a replica, that someone painted as a copy of a Pablo Picasso, and it wasn't Guernica because it had colors, but I forget the name of it. But one of those famous Pablo Picassos. All right, we only got 2 left. This is number 9, and this painting is housed in the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, in New York. And I bet you're gonna know this one. The artist is known for his expressive brushstrokes and use of color. And the robot almost has the same brushstrokes. We could have taught him a little better, but the robots aren't bad. They're not bad at this. The scene depicts a night sky over a quiet town with swirling stars. There you go. Susan's got a faster internet. That is the correct answer. For the piece, who's the artist? That one should be the easy part. A large cypress tree is prominently featured in the foreground. It is one of so-and-so's most famous works, known as the Starry Night. Who's got the artist? He's missing an ear. He's only got one ear. All right, he's missing part of the ear. Housed in MoMA, New York, Vincent van Gogh's The Starry Night is celebrated for its swirling night sky over a quiet town. Known for its expressive brushstrokes and vibrant colors, the painting prominently features a large cypress tree. I guess that is a cypress tree. I don't know. Do you see my little arrow? Cypress tree? I don't know if you can see that arrow or not. Correct! We've got the right answer up there. Not bad by the robots. They did pretty good on that one. Okay, we're on to our last one of the famous paintings, the world's most famous paintings in history. This painting is an example of neoclassical art. It captures a significant moment from ancient Greek history. The central figure is calmly accepting his fate, surrounded by his followers. The scene depicts a famous philosopher willingly drinking poison hemlock. Wow. The painting shows the final moments of Socrates. Who knows the name of the painting? Who knows the artist? One of the 10 most famous paintings in history. According to someone. According to my video. According to the robots. Painting shows the final moments of Socrates. This is known as the death of Socrates. Jacques-Louis David. Jacques-Louis David. The Death of Socrates is a neoclassical painting depicting the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates' final moments. Surrounded by his followers, Socrates calmly accepts his fate, willingly drinking poison hemlock, symbolizing his commitment to his principles. So there you go. 10 most famous paintings in history. Was that more challenging? Yeah, it was kind of more challenging. That's the only game that we have tonight, but I do want to, when we complete this, I'm going to show you a quick preview of the first chapter of a little more story-based piece from history that I'm working on. So hang on one second. Before you go, watch my preview, and then we'll say goodnight. Ayanna stood at the edge of the camp, eyes fixed on the horizon. The icy wind whipped her long, dark hair. She was 14, brave, and destined for greatness. The elders spoke of a time when the land was warm and bountiful. Now, the world was harsh and unforgiving. Her father, the clan's strongest hunter, approached. "Ayanna," he said, "the land is changing. We must move south to survive." Ayanna nodded, determination in her eyes. She glanced at her grandmother, who sat by the fire, whispering ancient stories to the younger children. These tales of the past fueled her courage. As the sun dipped below the frozen horizon, Ayanna knew their journey would test every fiber of her being. All right, so anyway, that's the very first chapter in at least a 10-chapter story. That is essentially the history of the first people to cross the Bering Land Bridge and come to America. And the idea is that it's a little more of a story-based, character-based history piece, and it's featuring a lot of the new AI video that's available. That changes every day, and it's going to get better and better and better. And so the sky's going to be the limit on what you can create. And it's all going to be all about story. And so anyway, I'm trying my hand at a little more character-based story. And so I hope you'll watch. There'll be several of the shorts come out before the long, and then the long form will come out, and make sure you watch that for me. And we'll be doing some other, again, more character-based stories. Hopefully you like that. Anyway, thank you for coming tonight. I really appreciate it. If anybody wants to stick around, I'm going to try to pull up some of this new software that is making these little AI videos, and it's pretty cool. So if you want to stick around and see that, feel free. If you don't, that's fine as well. So I'm going to try to pull that up. I'm going to share my screen.